So this new game is called Do You Trust It? And it's very specific to the back half of the last season. And we're always looking for trends that emerge at the end of one season and whether or not they will carry over into the next year, whether it's teams, whether it's players, whether it's connections or whatever. And let's start with Bryce Young. After his benching, and look at the difference. His record as a starter before he was benched was an abysmal 2-16. When he returned for 10 games last year, and yes, he came back and started 10 games to end the season, 4-6. The numbers were up. The touchdown-interception ratio turned on its head. More rushing yards and more rushing touchdowns. Different player. So do you trust it? Does that carry over to 2025, Christopher?
It's in he's going in the right trajectory there, but I'm not going to say I trust it yet. No, I'm not there yet. I'm not going to say I trust it. Like you said, gets to come back only because Andy Dalton got injured and all that. And yeah, he played some better football certainly. But within that, it's like you were out of the playoff race, right? You beat some teams who were also out of the playoff race and not very good that way. It was a whole lot better. It gives me hope, but I'm not ready to sit here and go, oh, I trust it, definitely. Bryce Young's turned the corner, and he's going to show everybody this year that he was worthy of that number one pick. No, I'd like to see a little bit more evidence in that department.
Yeah, look, I haven't gone back and looked at the games one at a time, but as you're pulling into the station at the end of a season, you're a team that everyone is taking lightly.
Exactly.
Kind of like unofficial bye week. We're not bringing our A game. This isn't a measuring stick. Insert your preferred cliche. But the point is, they really didn't have anyone's attention. And what happened last year, now they're going to have...
Yeah, right.
They're going to have a little more attention.
Right.
At the early stages, and even if you don't have your attention, you're trying to win games early. It's going to be more challenging the first 10 games this year than the last 10 games last year. So we'll see. I kind of trust it. I kind of do, but my attitude is we'll see if they can continue the momentum that they built last year.
No. The name of the segment is. Do you trust it or don't?
So, do you trust it? Do you trust it?
I said I don't. I already said that. I am out there. You
all right, then I do.
Up.
Screw you.
Okay, good.
Screw you,
fine.
I do.
All right, good. Thank you, counselor. Finally getting on there. All right, let's move to the next one. Good job, Mike. Good job there.
What did I say? Michael Penix-Drake London connection. Once Michael Penix became the starter last year after the benching of Cousins. It was, people who have tuned into the show for the first time are probably wondering what the hell is wrong with those two. Why did they say it that way? First of all, there are many things wrong with this. Nothing wrong, though, with Drake London, who we last saw putting Michael Penix's head coach Raheem Morris on his ass. 39 targets in weeks 16 to 18. That led the league. 22 catches, tied for fourth, 352 receiving yards, first in the league, and a couple of touchdowns. That's with Michael Penix as his quarterback. Do you trust it? Yes or no?
Yes.
Answer the question.
I trust it. I do trust this. I do. Now, listen, I'm not trying to sit here and tell you that I think Michael Penix is just going to necessarily pop off and lead the Falcons to the promised land or anything. But as far as him getting the ball to Drake London, yeah, I think that's going to continue. They're the perfect match. That's where you love it. He's a big guy, good route runner. Michael Penix has got an arm that can do any throw on earth. It doesn't matter. You're covered? I'll throw a rocket, back shoulder, boom. Oh, it's a tight window? Hey, I'll lead you out here and throw it. So he, to me, is more conducive to getting more catches with a guy like Michael Penix than he is necessarily with a guy like Kirk Cousins, who's not that power thrower. Drake London's not always going to have great separation. That's not who he is. He's not a burner. He's a really good route runner, and then he uses his size off of that. And Michael Penix is, if you even watch in college football, he's amazing at throwing guys even when they got people around him, and that arm strength is real. So, yeah, I think that continues, Mike. I trust it.
And hey, Drake, you're not going to have Raheem Morris across from you.
No, you're not.
You're going to be facing NFL caliber defensive backs when the time comes. And Penix is really a fascinating prospect. We haven't seen much from him yet.
Yeah.
What we saw was good. They say all the time you need 4 to 6 games from a starting quarterback to begin to figure out what he does well, what he doesn't do well, what he likes to do, what he likes to avoid. How do you properly game plan defensively when you face him, but they drafted him knowing full well they were going to pay Kirk Cousins $90 million over 2 years, and eventually he wasn't going to play. Remember all that crap last year? Yeah. Oh, he may sit 3, 4, 5 years. We always knew the maximum he was sitting was 2. And at the end of the day,
we said 1 really when it started to get into it. Right. We said this would be, I think before the season, we were like, this is a 1 year. There's no way they're going to put him on for 2 years. And of course, that all came true.
So they made that horrible financial investment where they're paying Kirk Cousins to not play. They believe in Michael Penix Jr. The pressure's on. Let's see what he can do this year. I'm a yes as well. With you, even though I would like to disagree with you on it. All right, the Seahawks had a 6-2 finish last year after starting 4-5. And yeah, we're always looking for that hot team that didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Did they finish strongly enough that it carries over? That vibe has diminished in recent years because the team changes so much. I'm going to go ahead and answer this first. I don't trust it because Geno Smith isn't the quarterback anymore.
Yeah.
Sam Darnold is.
Right.
It's a clean slate. It's as clean of a slate as you can have, short of completely turning over the roster. Too much change. DK Metcalf gone. Geno Smith gone. No, I don't trust it because it's not relevant.
Tyler Lockett gone. Right. I hear you there. Right. New offensive coordinator. Right, and Kubiak, right? So there's a lot of different stuff. I don't trust it either. I'm with you. I think things are on the up and up in Seattle, definitely. But when you talk about, 6-2 at the end of the year, it's the 49ers who were falling apart, the Cardinals twice, the Jets who were falling apart, the Bears who were already apart, and then the Rams who had nothing to play for at the end of the year. So I'm not going to sit here and just necessarily go, oh, the way they finished against those teams and the quality of competition, watch out. Now, their defense to me is real. It's one of the best secondaries in football, and they got a defensive line in front seven that I think is real too, along with Mike McDonald coaching, who I believe in a big way. But I think you said it right. It's the offensive part that I'm not sure about there totally. Yeah, we got new receivers. The O-line's been kind of crappy for a while. Can it get fixed? Can it look the part here this year and turn the corner and be better? Kenneth Walker never has holes. He never had holes, and he's always banged up. So, yeah, because of that, it's like it's going in the right direction, but I don't trust it as far as the sense of 6-2, and now they're going to start the season this year 6-2 as well.
And I think what we're saying is it doesn't mean they're going to be bad.
Oh, right.
They're just a clean slate.
Yeah.
What happened at the end of last season does not matter to this season. So I think we both agree. No, we don't trust it. We don't necessarily mistrust the Seahawks. We just don't trust what happened at the end of last year. At the end of last year for the Buccaneers defense, they were dominant after the bye. Finished 6-1. Their total yards per game allowed in the final 7 weeks of the season, second. Yards per play, second. Rush yards per game, first. You see it all there on the graphic. Do you trust that to continue and carry over into 25?
Their defense and their front seven has the chance to be special. Okay, let me just throw out some names here for you: Vita Vea, Kalijah Kancey. Those are their two D tackles. Like wowzers. Okay. Hassan Reddick coming off one edge with Yaya Diaby, who we both know they really like and think's a stud. So holy crap from that standpoint. We know they got Levante David still. Antoine Winfield, the man at safety. Offense, I like it. So I like a lot of things with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But the one thing I question a little bit, and what are we saying? Do we trust their defense is going to be as stout?
We trust that the dominant defense will continue.
Their secondary concerns me in the fact of their man-to-man cover corners and what they do there. But you know what? I'm going to say I trust it. I'm going to trust it just because of that front seven and Todd Bowles' ability to be creative and coach and fix some of the things that we saw that were issues in the mid part of the season there last year. So, yeah, I'm going to say I trust it. I think there's enough there, but I do question the corner play a little bit in Tampa Bay.
Yeah, look, I trust it too. I think I trust it in part because the Buccaneers just, for whatever reason, are completely and totally overlooked.
I know.
They're not taken seriously. They're in the Super Bowl window, and I think they like being overlooked because it gives you a chip on your shoulder and you don't have to worry about your players getting their heads inflated by all the great things that people are saying. They've been one of the best teams in the NFL over the last 5 years. They've won a Super Bowl. They beat the Chiefs. They've been in the playoffs every year since then. They've won the division every year, right, since they won the Super Bowl. So, yes, the Buccaneers need to be taken seriously. The defense needs to be taken seriously. And by the way, something I picked up recently, and it doesn't apply this year because he suffered an ACL tear.
Yeah.
David Walker was making a massive impact on the Buccaneers. Outside linebacker, 4th-round pick out of where? Where'd he go? Georgia? Central Arkansas.
Oh, yeah,
Central
Arkansas.
It is.
It's a small school.
Central Arkansas. But next, file that away. He comes back from this ACL tear. They already had very, very high hopes for David Walker. So beyond this year, the Buccaneers are going to be in good shape. And Jason Light deserves credit for drafting and developing, and Todd Bowles deserves credit for coaching this team to a point where they are in this weird, awkward spot where they're very good, but they've not really registered on the radar screen of very good teams. Isn't that strange?
Yeah. Well, like last year a little bit, it was not great early. Then it got really good late in the season and beat some teams that I would say were not all that great. Again, hey, like we talked, like 6-1 at the end, but they played the Giants, the Panthers, the Raiders, the Chargers, the Cowboys, the Panthers, the Saints. I mean, most of those teams there had no good passing offenses to take advantage of the corner play that I question a little bit. But to your point, with that team, hey, their O-line, their D-line, there's no teams in football that they're going to be like outmatched by. And we know that's where the game starts. Now it's just, hey, can Mike Evans keep playing at a high level? Where's Chris Godwin after the injury? Emeka Ibuka, can he hit the ground running as a rookie and really help them out that way? And then can those corners, and I get on Todd Bowles at times a little bit because I think he blitzes too much, where I go, wait, you're not even covering that well, and we're blitzing, and they're just hitting people open all over the place there a little bit. The corner play is, to me, the biggest question mark with this football team. And can they lock up some of the better passing offenses and receivers on a consistent basis when they need to? Because, again, we saw Washington come in town, and, Jaden Daniels and company moved the ball pretty damn well in the wild card, and I think that's why they're not quite on the radar, maybe to the extent you would like or I would like.
Home team favored and lost in the wild card round to the Washington Commanders. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.